went on opposite sides here, and the power they can get with side laning, the Azir can set up Sundis turrets to look for objective control. Even mid lane control can be very powerful there if you have the Herald to get the mid turret
early. A lot
of
trading down here in the bottom lane, but at the end of the day, Nautilus into Leona is you're hooking a target that's basically unkillable. Now Career keeps going in onto the Corki. This isn't looking good. He is going to have to flash away. Does use his Ignite. It's a lot of trade back potential, but now the flash in onto Smash, who also went too far. DuDu has his flash too, and with the barrier coming in, DuDu getting super low, but it's just going to be first blood going over to Peter. Career desperate for something back, and they even give the kill to DuDu. 2-0 for the DNS bottom. It's hard. It's got to be a little bit more measured, as you say.
It's hard to tell if my, like, you know, fantasy world scenario is what happened. As we might have another skirmish here, so I'll get back to it later. As Peter is take a bit of damage.
He's level 6 though to Career's level 5, and Clozer's here first. That's a flash away from Lucid already. Lots of poke damage though coming out from Smash, and now ShowMaker gets on over. They get the kill onto Peter, but Pyosik is going to get away. Clozer as well on very little mana, or rather health. They do survive, though, ends up being a 1-for-1, but Smash does pick up a kill.
Peter held his ultimate really late in the fight.
Lucid.
Yeah, put it on the Lucid there at the last possible second because he had the Xin Zhao ultimate running. Over here, DuDu.
Yeah, DuDu has Peter around with him as well, and some needles on top of it. Siwoo has to flash away from the scissors. As Ignite utilized by Career, I think just kind of to push him away and scare him off a little bit. But
here, this ward is going to be quite valuable for Siwoo. Has a jungler coming up.
Yeah, the top dives for Pyosik, sometimes a little bit iffy. This time it will be as well, as Lucid is here. And Pyosik going to be slowed down. The needles, though, will prevent them from following. And also, importantly, Clozer here as the knockback does come in. And Lucid, super low, goes into his ult and gets a rock to the face as Clozer on the roam makes a big play.
ShowMaker is going to get some plate gold, but actually DuDu is there to answer the push. So looks like nothing too crazy going to happen for this Azir in the mid lane, and they're going for a follow-up dive.
Yeah, they might as well. The depth charge is here for Peter. Siwoo doesn't have his ult or flash. It's just free food, and Peter's able to tank it as well.
These Gatling guns with Valkyrie, especially when the support isn't here. I'm free to use Valk without any punish. Career wants to come over and punish, but can't.
They're looking for Career now, actually, who does have his flash and Eclipse. Takes a big chunk of damage, but now Clozer looking to get into the fight. They're going to get the flash out of Career for their troubles, looking for more as Lucid going to get ulted and knocked back into the depth charge. He doesn't get to play the game as the Xin Zhao is tanking up quite a bit, actually, with his ult, and down will go Clozer as Smash doing quite a lot in this scrappy skirmish, and now DuDu tries to go in on a ShowMaker and just dies to him, and it's only Pyosik left alive against 3, and eventually he will just die to Ignite. And DNS, I was just saying, one of the ways you throw this early lead is by being too over-aggressive.
A little long. Suddenly, D+ in the driver's seat.
Yeah, especially at the Xin Zhao. Like, he's one of the best junglers at absorbing pressure. And now we're just fighting again. As Clozer is going to have to flash away. And DuDu says, hey, how about I start up this dragon? He is going to have to Valkyrie out of here. And it looks like Peter is not going to be in the pit for very long. As down he will go, ShowMaker collects another kill, and Lucid hits level 11. As Dplus KIA are catapulting into the lead.
And the Herald. Of course, not Grubs, but Herald.
Yeah.
Which can do some serious damage on its own.
Yeah, I think they wanted to try to collapse into the fight and then realized that they were being collapsed on faster. And then they just tried to abandon ship, and it looked very silly. As now we're going in. Again, this is Lucid, level 11, an item and a half. Doesn't really care about too much, but has less of his team around this time. So will survive for quite a long time, but does eventually go down. Pyosik picks up the kill.
I don't know if it's worth if you lose 2 turrets, though.
No.
I think it's absolutely worth. Like, Lucid might be, if we were doing player of the game, like, he might be the leader at 0-3-5 right now.
I think, you know, you got to pull the trigger now. You drop the Rift Herald, take the Dragon, get that on its cooldown timer so you can, you know, pressure. Instead, they're just going to try to push mid, and Lucid's going to die. Yeah, I don't know. Career gonna hit the wall as well as DuDu's going in, nearly takes out Smash as the flash on in from Peter to block the Mystic shot. And he's gonna die instead, but now we got a Gwen in the party as Smash goes down to the Gwen. It's a massive shutdown for DuDu. And all of a sudden, one big mistake for DK, and they didn't even get the Dragon.
I'm not also sure how I'll have to watch it back, how DuDu got the faster rotation into
ShowMaker and Siwoo, so they couldn't do the dragon. So Dplus KIA actually going to get Cloud Soul points, and obviously feels very good on this team. And also taking away from DNS feels great, away from the Gwen specifically. And just stacking up some more stats for the team.
It's a great position for Dplus. It could have been much better, though, as Pyosik...
Goodbye.
He's zooming.
It was nice knowing you.
It's really interesting that Pyosik is the only one with a gold lead, because Xinjiao's ultimate doesn't care about gold.
Peter has a gold lead,
okay,
too.
all right.
Yeah, Siwoo on the run here, has flash. They're trying to get that, but not going to overcommit. Clozer has to use his flash to get away. And now kind of an awkward spot as ShowMaker and Siwoo are considering going back in.
Get back in the game, so I can understand the caution, but maybe a little bit too passive here, Dplus.
Yeah, got to make some plays. Looks like they're
listening.
They were thinking about it. They were thinking about making a plays. That's the first step for making a play.
Yeah, identify the play and then execute.
Now Peter, oh, they're trying to collapse on this actually with a TP. A lot of DK is around, but this Gwen is going to be in a great spot, and Dplus KIA kind of just on the run as Lucid, once again, just the punching bag. He does not have flash. Down he will go, and they just say, hey, there's a Baron here. Maybe we can take it. No. Pyosik nearly dies, and they certainly can't just take the Baron as much as Clozer would like to.
He's leaving.
Yeah. Like Siwoo just sitting in the side lane farming and PvEing is actually getting a lot more for the team and for himself.
However, you will eventually have to use that gold to get the power from it, and I think that might be the timing here. As the dragon spawns, they do have that set up a little bit slower than I expected, as here's the engage.
Yeah, once again, it's DNS who are pulling the trigger, and Dplus KIA are just running away. Career's just dead. I mean, Flash and Ignite gone, and he's just dead.
And it's just Nautilus ult. Like, they still have the Vi ultimate available here.
They're trying to fight for this. I'm not sure they're in a position to really do that, although a lot of damage does go into Peter. Pyosik going to go on a magical journey of his own and just kind of die. Meanwhile, Siwoo's going 1v3, takes him out. They get on top of Clozer as well, and DuDu doesn't quite have the damage, gets pushed over the wall. deokdam, though, goes back in and just dies, and the 4v5 goes handily.
DuDu's like not able to join.
Yeah. I don't know. DK just getting the Baron, by the way.
Yeah. I think that might have been the game-losing fight for DNS. That Pyosik does occasionally make decision-making and judgment errors in these types of games.
Yeah, I think his aggressiveness paid off early on in the game, but yeah, Clozer doesn't really exist. But yeah, one false maneuver on Vi, and you're gonna get punished for it. Now, objective bounty does go over to DuDu, but Dplus KIA don't really care about that, just pushing with the Baron as much as they can. And DuDu says, I'm going to go even further. I'm thinking about this bottom inner for their second turret of the game, but the two inhibitors looks like that was kind of a foregone conclusion.
It's Ezreal, so he's kind of safe.
Yeah.
He's not really very easy to kill. Zonia's and Flash for ShowMaker, so I think this composition that...
I think DuDu probably going to have to stop the top wave here soon.
Yeah, you'll have to back and then TP back to the fight.
Yeah, going to go in onto Career. Not a big surprise there. deokdam avoiding the public execution, and now they're going in onto Siwoo, but that's not a good target as Pyosik goes into his GA, and Career survives. Peter going to go down, and so should Pyosik follow. DuDu just out of the fight, not really able to do much, taking a 1v1 against ShowMaker, while the rest of the team just dies, although deokdam did get 2 kills somehow.
The inhibitors respawn.
But eventually, DuDu will also go down. It's a quadra kill for the Ezreal, but it's not going to be the Penta. And with a giant wave in the top lane and a lost fight, Dplus KIA will just win game 1.
Yeah, the Ezreal comes over here as the inhibitors respawn awkwardly. So these minions will be very sad for a moment until Smash fixes that. And now the game will end. Bit of a passive one from Dplus. I think in a lot of ways played not to lose rather than to play to win quickly. But slow and steady wins the race. Everyone knows the story of the tortoise.